Good morning, class. So, you had a long weekend, so I hope you had a great weekend. And we're going to start today's lesson by looking at the agenda. So, today we're going to be looking at the promotional process. Then we're going to look at the definition of advertising. And then we're going to look at the 8 different types of media. And finally, we're going to be doing uh, placing a chart comparing advertisements so you can work on the last activity. The promotional process, it begins with intent, which means the promotional goal. Then it proceeds with message. What is the promotional appeals? Then it is followed by media. The factors used to determine advertising media and selecting the media. Then it continues with reception and finally taking action. Advertising, form of promotion used to encourage or persuade an audience to continue or take a new action. It is done through audio or visual. The types of media, as we mentioned, there are 8. The first one is magazine, then newspaper, then television, radio, out of home, direct to home, internet, specialty. The first one is magazine. So we're going to look at the advantages and disadvantages. The first advantage is opportunity to link with specific audience with interests. Second one, several readers' long life. Then pass on form of media. Credibility and prestige. Then finally, high quality reproduction. The disadvantages of using magazines is long ad purchase lead time. Also, high cost, need professionals. And finally, no guarantee of ad position within magazine. The next one is newspapers. This is surely like not common to you guys, the next generation of 2015, but it was very common and is still used. And the first advantage is flexibility, short lead time, and local market coverage, broad acceptability, high believability. The disadvantage, as you can see, it's short life and poor reproduction quality, small pass along audience. For television, which is it's a favorite for a lot of people because it uses visual and audio, so the advantage is good mass market coverage. It is low cost per exposure, combines sight and sound and motion, appealing to senses. The disadvantages are high absolute cost, high clutter, fleeting exposure, less audience selective. And radio, the advantages of radio are good local acceptance, high geographic and demographic selectivity. It is low cost and is also portable. The disadvantages is that it is only audio only and fleeting exposure and has low attention, also fragmented audience. And you have out of home. Out of home, it doesn't mean just like out of home. It can consider billboards like the ones in New York, for example, and boards everywhere. So the advantages, has flexibility, high repeat exposure. It is low cost, low message competition, good positional selectivity. The disadvantages is little audience selectivity and creative limitations. To be effective using outdoor ads, consider the following: brief message, large headlines, attractive colors and visuals, have to stand out, and brand identification. Direct to home. Advantages are high audience selectivity, flexibility, no ad competition within the same media, allow personalization, and disadvantages are relatively high cost per exposure and junk mail images, as you can see the picture that I have provided. And then you have specialty. The advantages are audience selectivity, advertisement is kept and reused, consumers advertise for the company, can be inexpensive. Like you can see the pictures below. You have a bottle and a picture of most likely a logo of the store. So if the consumer is holding it and walks around drinking it, they're basically doing advertisement for the company without even realizing it. The disadvantages can be very expensive. Production can take a while. Distribution is a responsibility of company. Can be confused with licensed products. And we have the internet. And there are several advertisements I'm sure you have come across on YouTube, on Facebook, or Google, or checking out like websites, random websites. You will always get internet commercials. So the advantages are high selectivity, low cost, immediacy, interactive capabilities. Sites can be saved and revisited often. The disadvantages are they're small and inexpensive, demographically skewed audience, relatively low impact, audience control, exposure, and spammers. There's options on your internet browser where you can remove pop-ups or commercials. So that's one of the disadvantages as well. And finally, the last part is I have listed the 8 different types and then compared them between reach, frequency, selectivity, durability, lead time, mechanical requirement, clutter, and cost. You will be looking at this chart for the last activity because you will be working together in groups and you are going to be a small marketing company. I'll further explain when it comes to the lesson. I hope you have a better idea and enjoyed the short video.